Hello and welcome back. So in this video we are discussing the chapter number 28 and 29, which are again the final chapters of this particular novel. This novel is written by KP Purnachandra Tejaswi, and this will be the last video and the climatic video for this novel. So at the beginning of this chapter we see the discovery, or the search for the flying lizard is finally coming to an end. The search is coming to an end, wherein the team actually now at the end they find the flying lizard. Okay, so their search is successful, right? So in the initial sighting they see something. There's something which is looking like the description of the flying lizard, but nobody is completely sure whether it is the flying lizard or no. So Carvalho again wants to be extra sure whether it is the flying lizard or no. So he asks Mandana to again take a closer look and confirm that it is the flying lizard or no. So not only Mandana, the entire team, okay, turn by turn. So let us again revise who are the team members. Okay, Mandana is there, Prabhakara is there, Carvalho is there, narrator is there, now Yangta is also there. Okay, and our narrator's dog Kiwi is also there. Okay, so with all these people, and of course Biryani Kariyappa, he's also there. Okay, so with these all people taking turn by turn, they all confirm that it is actually the flying lizard. And after confirmation, now they have to devise a plan to actually catch this flying lizard, because just seeing the flying lizard doesn't mean anything, right? Because to prove it to the world they will need some kind of proof of they have actually seen the flying lizard. So they want some proof now. Okay, so the best kind of proof is to actually catch the flying lizard, right? But it is not going to be easy now. Okay, so now they see that the flying lizard is on an ant hill. Okay, so imagine that there is a tree, and in that tree it is a, what is that, some kind of nest is there. Okay, ant nest is there. Okay, and inside that ant hill, okay, ant hill which is inside the tree, we see the flying lizard. So flying lizard is located over there, okay, on the tree. It is not on the ground. So again the team actually verifies that it is a flying lizard and not a regular lizard. So now they are concerned with how to catch the tree and how to document this particular instance. So now Carvalho is interested in noting down the details of this particular creature, because Carvalho actually understands the significance of their finding, significance of their discovery. So that's why he notes down the physical detail, the physical explanation, physical characteristics of that particular flying lizard. So the flying lizard, again, it looks like a normal lizard. Okay, it has the shape of a normal lizard, but on the ribs, for example, if this is the lizard, on this part it has legs as well, like a normal lizard, but on this part it has ribs which can extend and become wings for this particular lizard. So this lizard actually doesn't fly, it doesn't have wings to fly, but it has this extra layer of skin over this part, this rib part, and this can extend to give some gliding for this particular lizard. So by flying we mean that this lizard can climb up on a big tree, okay, a tall tree, and from there it can jump and glide on the air, glide with the air, and it can travel some distance by that. So it can't actually flap the wings like a normal bird will do. It is not a bird, right? It is not an insect. It is an insect. So it can only glide on the air and not actually fly. Okay, so that is one more revelation that we see with the observation of this flying lizard. And apart from that, on this particular part, it has a very slimy substance. Slimy meaning very sticky substance. So that again has some purpose. Okay, so this slimy substance, it is there because whenever some insect, whenever some mosquito or some fly will come and sit on this particular flying lizard, the fly will stick on this slimy substance, and this lizard in turn can again catch this fly and eat it. Okay, it can hunt those flies and other small insects. On the tail we have a structure like this, okay, a pyramid like structure, which is again an indication of the evolution which this flying lizard has gone through. It is a very unique structure over the tail of this flying lizard. After that, they are now observing the flying lizard. They are observing the behavioral patterns of the flying lizards. And after observing for hours, so now they want to actually catch the flying lizard and end their expedition. So now the chase begins, and this is again a very important part of this novel. Okay, the chase. How do they actually catch the flying lizard, or whether they catch or no the flying lizards? So the team decides that they have to make a strategy, and they do actually make a strategy wherein they have three options. They decide that we only have three options now, and these options are very important from your exam perspective. The first option is to wait until afternoon for the lizard to come out naturally on its own without making any effort. The lizard will come out sooner or later, so that's why we can just wait till the afternoon and we will see the lizard come out at last. The second option is to smoke the lizard out, to create some smoke over there, and due to that smoke the lizard will have no oxygen, okay, and to breathe in fresh air, the lizard will at last come out. That is the second option. And the last option which they are keeping in mind is to cut down the entire tree, because that is the last option. Okay, cut down the tree and they will eventually catch the lizard. So these are their plans, but again none of these three methods succeeds. Okay, but at the end again they feel that now it is time to actually make some efforts to catch the flying lizards, and they convince Karyappa. And Karyappa is an expert what? He makes biryani and he is expert in climbing the trees. So they ask Karyappa to climb the tree, and after some hours the lizard is visible. Now the lizard has actually come out of the tree and it is visible on one of the branches of the tree. Okay, so that's why Karyappa, he climbs the tree and now he's trying to catch hold of the flying lizard. Okay, so Karyappa, he climbs, it is a very tall tree and Karyappa goes up there, okay, at the very end tail of the tree, and when he's about to catch the lizard, something very special happens. The lizard is there on the tree and Karyappa is trying to catch it, but Karyappa is only able to hold the tail of the creature, the tail of that lizard. And dramatically what happens, the flying lizard, it sheds its tail. The tail is broken, the tail gets broken, and again the team is very disappointed because the tail is broken now and they don't know what will happen to this lizard. Okay, so that's why it is a very tricky situation now, because the team has no proper idea where their actual expedition is heading. So that's why they are very confused on what to do now, how to approach this particular situation. So when Karyappa is only left with the tail of the lizard, the team gets very disappointed, and now they see the flight of that lizard. So on the top of that particular tree, the lizard jumps off and now it is gliding over the air, okay, like this. So see, By gliding, I mean that it can't actually go upwards like this. Gliding can only happen like this, okay, from upwards to downwards. So it can go around some distance, but it can't go on flying forever like uh, a normal bird would do, okay. So after that, we see again the chase continues, wherein all the team members, they are trying to actually chase this flying lizard who is traveling in a very, what is that, very fast way. So they are actually following it, and they reach a particular point where they see a cliff, and there is a tree on the cliff, on the very edge of the cliff, okay. On this part there is a tree, and there is a, what is that, a branch is there for the tree. Sorry for my poor drawing skills. So now the lizard is, sitting here on the very end of that particular cliff, and we see a big fall after, right after this cliff. There's nothing over there, no support. So that's why the team members, when they reach this point, they feel that now finally they have succeeded in their mission, okay. They feel that now the lizard has no option to go anywhere, because if it jumps from here, the lizard might die after taking this huge fall, and the only option to travel now is to go this side, and on this side they are ready to catch the flying lizard. So that's why the team is very happy that now at last they will catch the flying lizard. But again, the flying lizard, this is the ending now, and I want you to understand the ending very carefully. So at the end, the flying lizard takes a very bold step. It takes flight, and it jumps off this cliff. So the lizard had two options here, okay. So we have to understand that first. The lizard had two options. The first option was to, go back this way and be caught by these men, be caught by this team of Carvalho and all those other people. And the other option was to, jump from here, which could actually kill the flying lizard. There was so much danger to jump from here, okay. But the lizard takes this bold step of jumping off from the cliff into this, steep fall. And that shows us what, that the nature is again, we, no matter how much we try to capture the nature, it is always beyond us, it is always beyond our reach. And it again shows us the flight of the lizard, the bold nature of the lizard, the nature's mystery. So even though there was no actual sense of going that way, because this was much safer option, okay, but the lizard takes the difficult option, and it jumps off, okay. And that actually explains us that we feel that animals or insects are very predictable, but they are not actually very predictable. They can take bold steps, okay, and they can defy our understanding. And that again brings us to the ending of this particular novel, wherein the flying lizard has gone off. It glides, and it glides on till it actually disappears into the hill. So we don't know what actually happens at the end to this flying lizard. So although it has, gone down the hill, and maybe it lands on a tree or something, so we don't know that. So that is not explained in the novel. But the teammates, their reaction is again very interesting. So when the flying lizard jumps off, what would be the team's natural reaction? Will they feel happy or sad? So the natural reaction would be to feel sad, right? Because they have spent so many days to search for this flying lizard, but it doesn't happen. The team is actually very happy, okay, when they see the flying lizard, the lizard taking off from that cliff and gliding into the dense forest. They feel very happy. Nobody is actually disappointed by this particular incident. Nobody is disappointed, because they feel that, and this is again a very good message that the novel gives us. So throughout their journey to find this flying lizard, they started from this point, right? And on this point they knew very little about this particular flying lizard. And but throughout this journey they have learned so many things. They got to know so many things. They got to know how human beings behave, and how there is so much mystery about the nature. surrounding the nature, and how powerless we actually are. We feel that we know everything, but when we actually go into the forest, we realize that we are so small, we have so little power over things. So that's why in this journey the teammates have learned so much that they feel that at the end, when they actually lose the flying lizard, they feel they have succeeded, because this journey itself was a very learning experience, and it was not about reaching the end point, it was about having that journey, having that preparation. And now they know so much about the flying lizard, now they know so much about themselves, about the nature, about that particular geography. And this journey has also helped characters like the narrator, okay, to find the true meaning of life, to find what is his purpose, because at the beginning we saw that the narrator was not happy at all with his life, with his rural life. But now in this journey he had so many philosophical discussions with Carvalho, so many philosophical meditations, and that's why he feels that there is something towards his life, okay, he has some purpose in life. And Carvalho also feels that this journey was more fruitful. He feels that the practical knowledge that he has gained in this journey with the help of Mandana, Biryani Karyappa, and all these other people, that was much more valuable than what he has learned through textbooks. So that knowledge is again unmatched. And again, other characters like Mandana, Biryani Karyappa, they again feel that they have also earned something, they have also gained something with this journey, due to this journey. So this was the novel, and at the end we see that nobody is actually disappointed, even though they don't catch the flying lizard. No one is disappointed, because they are happy with the progress they have made, they are happy with the knowledge they have got. Okay, and this is the end of the novel. If you have any doubts about it, you can always comment down and ask me. So thank you so much for watching all the videos before this, and watching this video entirely. So thank you one and all.